Be'ez Hashem Simen Mem Dalad Al Guva. V'hinei, it's a very famous and well-quoted siman here. V'hinei davar barer she'etzem hakanisa l'milchama zu haya b'isser. That the fact that the Zionists entered this war and started this war was forbidden. And that's clear, he says. Uma gam lachuf es klal Yisrael lotzeis v'lilchaim. The fact that they went to war is an isser, and kol shekain, the fact that they forced Jews to go to the army and fight against the nations, ulahachnis al yidei zeh Yisrael l'sakana, to go and bring Jews into danger. Who neged das Torah peinu akdosha? It's against the das Torah. V'chol ha'over al zeh, anyone who transgresses this, the koifam l'milchama, he forces Jews to go to war. U'machkir demei alafim merabavos nefashis Yisrael, and he puts in danger the lives of thousands and more than thousands, tens of thousands of Jews, with sakanas hariga, to be killed, shaloi birshus, without any real permission from any psak halacha from the Torah, the hepech das Torah, hareza rotzeach gomer b'shofech dam. For that, they're considered like murderers. The ashmas demei Israel tluyim b'roshai. Anyone who decides that decision, the blood of the Jews is on his head. V'shamati oimrim, I've heard shapirsimu shal milchama zois haisa hechrechis v'chiyuvis al pi Torah, that people from Jews who follow the Zionists said that the war was necessary al pi Torah. It was actually a milchemes mitzvah, milchemes chiyuv, to save Jews from their enemies. Like it says that there's the milchemes reshus and milchemes mitzvah, right? Milchemes mitzvah is shiva amamim, amalek, and ez Israel mitzat biyad tsar, saving Jews from their enemies. So they said, yeah, 6-day war was saving the Jews from the enemies. Nasser was about to come and kill everybody, so they had to save them. So he says, Ulam gali v'yadua l'chol roye ha'emes. But he says it's known to anybody who knows the truth, shekol hisgabrus and makor hatzaras, l'rabas takanas and milchama, that the whole reason for the tensions in the area, the escalation in the area, and including the war, kol zois bo'asnu ach v'rak. It was only because of the existence of the state. I mean, they didn't just want to kill Yidden. It wasn't like Nazis. They wanted to kill Yidden because of the state. That the state has no purpose, doesn't give any benefit to Hashem and not to Klal Yisrael. In fact, it's the other way around. The state actually caused all the dangers, and all the destructions, and the shmading people off the derech. It's the other way around. It's the Zionists that started up with the Arabs. They made the Arabs angry. In different ways over the years. 48, right? Expelling the Palestinians, fighting wars with them, all the things they did to cause these wars to come upon them. V'lulei kashus arpam shel moishlim harishayim, if not for the or moishleha harishayim, if not for the stiff-necked attitude of the Zionist leaders, this whole war wouldn't have even started. This whole danger wouldn't have started. So even if you want to taina, the Egyptians were about to attack and they were about to launch an attack on the state of Israel, but which wasn't true anyway. But even if that would have been true, it's only because of the Medina and because of past things that they did. And he says, even at this point that they want to attack you, if the Zionists would decide, you know what?
Or give up on the state.
Yeah, let's forget the state. Let's give in, make peace. We'll be part of, Palestine, whatever.
You quote this in your book.
Yeah. And they would say, we don't want to have a government anymore. We'll.
Alan Adler also quotes this, I think.
Yeah. They would have taken away the anger of Hashem from Klal Yisrael. And this danger wouldn't have happened. So everyone says, if you give up the state, there's going to be danger. But he's saying, if you give up the state, Hashem will not be angry at the Yidden anymore, and then there won't be danger. He says, in a ruchnistic way, if you do what Hashem says, Hashem will protect you. The war and the killing of Jews. Every second that the Zionists are holding on to their state, their government, they're insulting Hashem by the transgression of the Shvuos, and they're provoking the nations to be angry at them. That the Torah forbids that. The Torah warns us with a strict punishment, severe punishment. That the oynish is the Jewish blood will chas v'shalom be like hefker, like the deer. The kal v'chomer.
That's what she right?
Yeah. So that would be any Jewish state, even a frum Jewish state. So kol shekein, a state like there is today, where they're full of meanness and they're going against the Torah in all different ways. Ein l'shayir, you can't even imagine goydel haketzef v'acharoy naf, the great anger that's there in Shemayim, Rachmana litzlan, shemalim al Yisrael, Hashem yirachim, Hashem should have mercy on us. Okay, so that's al pi ruchnius, al pi Torah. If you take away Hashem's anger, Hashem will protect you. The gam al pi derech hateva, but then he adds that even if you don't want to think about things that are supernatural, don't think about Hashem. Just talk rationally for a moment. Al derech hateva, ilu hayim avatrim al memshaltam, if they would have given up on their state, umedina hatzionis.
When he said it would have, but he's even now. If they
even
would.
now, yeah, you're right. I mean, I meant to say ilu hayim avatrim, if they would be mavater right now, umedina hatzionis, ein safek ki haya bicholtam shel umois hamuchades lasois eis seder, that the nations, the United Nations, would have been able to make some kind of arrangement to prevent the war.
Alan Adler, he mentions this in his article, like show you it's piety and politics, the case of the Satmar rebbe.
Right, I remember that. Okay, he says, how is it possible to think? Who could even think kacha this way? That the Torah would agree to spill Jewish blood, in order to preserve their idea of the tameh of having a state. Having a state is austere no matter what. But even if you don't understand that, but how could you think that you could spill Jewish blood for the sake of that state? Ein bazet sad suffik. There's no doubt about it. She'ein shum heter al pi Torah. There's no heter at all. Lahafkir afilu nefesh achas miYisrael, to give up one Jewish life, bishvil kol haMedina Tzionis kula, even for the entire state. For the entire Zionist state, if you had to send one soldier out and would be killed, it wouldn't be worth it. Says, unfortunately, most people don't understand that. They're making a mistake. With their false ideas. They actually want the state. Not only do they think the state is worth defending with one life, they want the state. Because they want to be a nation like all their nations. They want the Jewish people to have a state. The Jewish state, look, they have all these states. The Arabs have 25 states. We're entitled to have one state. Hashem has put us in the hands of people that we can't fight against. Meaning internally, inside the Jewish people, there's so many Zionists, the Rebbe feels like there's no way he can overcome them all. Most of the Jews have become caught up in this heresy because of them. He says, doesn't matter what people think, the Torah won't change. The Torah does not want their government. Anyone who has even one thought that thinks that there's a need for having a state, it's considered like he's agreeing to the existence of Avodah Zarah. And all this Jewish lives that were spent in making the state in reality and in continuing it are all like worthless to him. This is all the opposite of the Torah's opinion. Because the Torah has more mercy on the Jewish people than these people do. Yeah.